The mystery of numbers. Several precise equations shown by a few numbers have puzzled archaeologists, architects, geographers, and physicists. Equation 1, pyramid weight x 10 to the power of 15 equals Earth's weight. Equation 2, pyramid height x 1 billion equals distance from Earth to the Sun, 150 million kilometers. Equation 3, pyramid height squared equals area of pyramid face triangle. Equation 4, pyramid base perimeter, pyramid height equals circumference, radius. Equation 5, pyramid base perimeter x2 equals equators time degree. Equation 6, pyramid base perimeter / pyramid height x2 equals pi equals 3.14159. Who would believe that these figures are just coincidences? Furthermore, the longitude running through the pyramid is the meridian of the Earth, a line that divides the land and oceans into equal halves. The foundations of the pyramids are located right in the gravitational center of each continent. In addition, the dimensions of the Great Pyramid and the magnitude of the North Hemisphere are extremely similar in proportions. Thus, it has been inferred that the Egyptians worked out the oblateness of the Earth 4,000 years ago. The positions of the axes of the Earth's two poles are changing every day, but after a cycle of 25,827 years, they return to their original positions. The sum of the diagonals of the pyramid is 25,826.6. We know that the Pythagorean law was not discovered until 1,000 years after the completion of the pyramid, and that not until 300 years later did Zhu Chongzhi work out the circumference ratio to such accuracy. The accurate calculation of the ratio came out in the West until the 16th century. Columbus discovered America 4,000 years after the completion of the pyramid. And from then, people began to have an initial understanding of the distribution of oceans and land in the world. Today, nearly 5,000 years after the completion of the pyramid, we are finally able to work out the weight of the Earth and the distance between the Sun and the Earth. But how could people 4,500 years ago conduct such accurate calculations? The mystery of its long-lasting existence. It is said that of the 7 great wonders of the ancient world, some have collapsed, some have disappeared with the passage of time, and only the pyramids have stood the test of time and still stand towering. What is the secret to their permanent existence? Let's first do an experiment. Pour a certain amount of rice, sand, and gravel respectively, and soon 3 cones will be formed. Although they are different in quality, they are quite similar in shape. If you conduct a measurement, you will find that their cone angles are all 52 degrees. This naturally formed angle is the most stable angle and is called the limiting angle and stable angle of natural falling. Strangely, the angles of the pyramid are exactly 1.50.9 degrees. This shows that it has been built according to the limiting angle and stable angle. The wind in the desert is fierce. Due to the unique shape of the pyramid, the strong wind is forced to slowly rise along the slope or edges of the tower. The windward side of the tower becomes smaller and smaller from bottom to top. When it reaches the top, the windward side approaches zero. This unique shape, which uses softness to overcome hardness, minimizes the destructive power of the wind. People also know that the directional effect of magnetic lines can cause ground structures and even mountains to collapse. This pyramid is located at the center of the magnetic lines, and it moves with the movement of the magnetic lines and the Earth. Therefore, the amplitude it experiences is extremely weak, and earthquakes have little impact on it. The mystery of the stability of the pyramid lies in its 52-degree angle, pyramidal shape, and synchronous movement with the magnetic lines. But who can tell us how the ancient people 4,500 years ago knew that a 52-degree angle was a stable angle? How did they know to use a pyramid shape to resolve desert storms? And how did they know to lay the huge foundation of the tower at the center of the magnetic lines? Microwave resonating cavity and cosmic wave. Man is mortal, but why did they dedicate so much labor and wealth to building a storeroom for a carcass? Are there any other reasons except for the king's luxury and extravagance? Yes, there are. Scientists' research indicates that the shape of the pyramid has enabled it to store a strange energy, which can cause the carcass to rapidly dehydrate and speed up mummification. The dead can thus wait for the resurrection sometime in the future. If a rusty metal coin is placed in a pyramid, it will soon become shiny and glittery. If a glass of fresh milk is placed in the pyramid and taken out 24 hours later, it will still be fresh and delicious. If you have a headache or toothache, go to the pyramid and after an hour, the swelling and pain will disappear as if a burden has been lifted. If you are suffering from neurasthenia and exhaustion, go to the pyramid and after a few minutes or hours, you will feel revitalized, and your energy will be doubled. French scientist Bovis discovered that the carcasses of small animals such as piglets and puppies placed in waste bins at 1/3 the height of the pyramid did not decompose, but instead dehydrated and turned into mummies. He built a small pyramid in his workshop according to the dimensions and proportions of the Great Pyramid and achieved the same antiseptic and preserving effect. These small pyramids for home use were once popular in the United States for preservation and experimentation purposes. Czech radio technician Karl Delbar created the pyramid blade sharpener, based on Bovis's discovery and was awarded a patent by the Czech government in 1959. The Egyptian scientist Healy also did an experiment. After having put the bean seeds in the pyramid for some time, he found that the sprouts were 5 times longer, and the chlorophyll was 5 times more. In 1963, biologists at the University of Oklahoma determined that the Egyptian princess Manat, who had been dead for thousands of years, still had viable skin cells on her lifelike body. The most hair-raising story comes from Dr. Masou, an Egyptian archaeologist who announced that when he opened the stone door of an ancient tomb 27 feet below the Valley of the Kings after 4 months of excavation, a large gray cat covered in dust arched its back and hissed fiercely, pouncing towards the people. Several hours later, the cat died in the laboratory, but it faithfully guarded its master for 4,000 years. Some scientists believe that the structure of the pyramids creates a good microwave resonance cavity. Other scientists believe that any building can absorb different cosmic waves according to their external shapes. The granite in the pyramid has a battery-like effect, absorbing and storing various cosmic waves, while the limestone outside the pyramid prevents the diffusion of cosmic waves. The supernatural power generated inside the pyramid is the result of the action of cosmic waves. But how could the pharaohs 4,000 years ago know about cosmic waves and discover the relationship between cosmic waves and stone?